Alright, Shalom, Shalom, first and foremost. I want to give all praises, glory and honor, which is given to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Kadash. Number honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, and great also of the world, and lead the flock by example. And Shalom to the Lord's elect. Alright, starting with 144,000. Alright, Shalom. Alright, yeah, I'm driving, I'm in transit right now. Okay. This camera, man, it's getting a new camera holder. You know what? Let me try something. Alright, well, hopefully that works. I basically flipped it. I don't know if the video's gonna flip or how it's gonna work, but hopefully it comes out good. Yeah, I wanted to do a quick, nothing, you know, just a little quick testimony, okay? And basically, for the last couple of months, I'd say, you know, I've been, you know, Ephesians the 6th chapter tells you that we're going through spiritual warfare, you know? A lot of the battles that you're having, you know, the battles are spiritual battles, and they manifest in different ways, you know. Sometimes, a lot of the time, the battle is in your head, right? Your mind. And one of the things that I was battling is that, you know, I felt like, you know, the whole the Lord ain't dealing with you kind of demon, right? I was battling that, you know, and I was battling it with you know, praying and doing, you know, the work to you know, within the brotherhood and videos and things like that, you know. And I just want to give this testimony that even sometimes when it seems like you're not getting any signs or any answers when you're sending up prayers and doing things, never lose hope. That's what I want to say. Never lose hope, because in order to please the Lord, you have to have faith. It tells you that in Hebrews, the 11th chapter, and the 7th verse. I believe it's the 7th verse, right? And sometimes the Lord will test your faith by just, you know, because by not immediately kind of showing you an answer to your prayer, essentially. I remember more like the first years I was in this truth, you get a crazy amount of signs, or maybe you're getting all these signs and it's to boost your faith, to strengthen your faith. That's why you're seeing it so much. And the signs, really, the tokens are the tokens of the times. All the things that, you know, we've had faith in, believed in, and taught the word for, being out on the highways and byways, did these lessons, countless hours. We're seeing the fruit of that, as you're seeing these prophecies come to pass. We're in the last days, okay? Which is a beautiful thing. That's faith boosting in itself. But then you have your own faith within your walk in this truth. You have, you know, little faith boosters as well. Now, I sent out the prayer, and normally I'd send up, you know, quick prayers and things of that nature. I would say that this was a prayer of almost heartfelt desperation, you know, and I kind of felt, you know, the scriptures tell you how the Spirit makes groanings, utterance. Sometimes you're going through things that you're not even like, you're not even aware of, man. Or you're going through so much you don't know what to, you know. And there's so many so many of the household of faith that are going through so much in these times. You know? So, this prayer, you know, you can send up prayers and you feel like, you know, they're not getting answered or they're not getting heard, but when you really analyze it, you know, and Satan can play that trick on you. You want some kind of immediate answer or some kind of sign. It doesn't always work like that. The Lord works things in your life, give you over time, and you gotta pray to the Lord to keep your eyes open to be able to see these things and appreciate these things. You know, the Apostle Paul said he knows how to be both abound and abase. You know, so it's a fine balance. You gotta know. Either way, you gotta keep your faith. Job kept his faith. You know, whether he was going through all the stuff that you read about that he was going through, losing his family members, you know, losing his wealth, his health, he still kept his faith and his integrity. So by reading that, you know, the things that were written aforetime were written for our learning. That's in Romans. So that we can apply these things, and that's the battle. You know, that's the battle. A lot of the battle happens, let's say, behind the scenes, if you will, okay? A lot of the battle happens up here, on this journey of ours, man. And, you know, it helps to, you know, it helps to be around brothers, it helps to reason. But, you know, ultimately, you gotta be the one that deals with those battles. And, yeah, so I set up this prayer, and straight after I set up the prayer, immediately a trumpet. I heard a trumpet. It was like a car horn, but you know how that cars have a horn where you just press the horn and it's done. This was 3 horns in a row in succession, like. You know, it was like 1, 2, 3, 3 of them. The 3 represents completion. Okay. And you know, when I heard 3 trumpets, at first I was just kind of, it just took my attention, and then I was like, I took that as like, oh, you know, the Lord's showing me something here to say that I hear you, you know, and you know, it made me feel good. And then when I come out, I was at the gas station. I was putting petrol in the car, and I came out of the car, and after I put the petrol in, I looked up and I looked at the liters, and it was how much liters had gone in the car, and it was 1440. You know, 14.40 liters, and you know, that made me feel elated. And these little signs, man, these little things, but they mean big. They're big. Because we're constantly in this spiritual warfare. You want to know, you want to make sure that you want to have that feeling where, you know, you want to be on the right path, you want to do the right things, and you want to please the Lord, you know. And like I quoted you in that scripture in Hebrews, to please the Lord, you have to have faith. And what is faith? Faith is a gift that is given to you, Ephesians 2:8 chapter, by the Lord. And that's why we always talk about the elect. You know, we're of the hopeful elect. The elect were already chosen. You know, and you gotta have faith that you're of the elect. You gotta have faith that you're doing the right thing, you're on the right path. And yeah, you know, you can falter, you can always do better, you can always strive to do better. You know, and hey man, you know, just gotta be meditating. I was just thinking about that. It boosted my spirit, and I immediately thought I need to do a video of the testimony, and hopefully that will boost the spirit of, you know, a believer out there. You know. So yeah, man, just a quick video, lulling, it's uplifting and it's all excitational and edifying in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shmi Shai Kadash. Okay? And with that, man, I'm going to say Shalom. Okay, again, praise to Yahweh Shmi Shai, love, honor to the apostles, elders, and great Muslims. Shalom.